Hey guys, it's Z from Build a Business You Love, your business startup bestie. And today we are going to start off with a series that I said that I would try to partake in, which is how to start a business in all 50 states. We will try to do all 50 states. And I decided to do some videos for new business owners and entrepreneurs and aspiring business owners to see what goes into getting an LLC. So many people are just confused as to, how to actually get it started. And I can tell you that every single state absolutely is different. No state is the same, right? So I said I would go start alphabetically in this 50-part series. Let's pray. 50-part series where I go through every single state and how to start an LLC in that particular state. Right. So first we're going to start with We're going to start with Alabama, the state of Alabama. And let me just say that this is the website here for the state of Alabama, the Secretary of State's website, I should say. And it's here, sos.alabama.gov, right? By the way, a lot of the government websites end in .gov. You have a few, one or two, I believe, that end in .com. But if it ends in .com, it's likely not the government website. So let's just look at a few things just to decipher so you can be able to determine what is a real state's website, because people are fooled all the time and they get tricked into paying more money and paying someone to actually do the LLC for them, opposed to just doing it through the Secretary of State's website, through the government website, and you still have to pay the fee. So I know people who have done LLCs and been charged $2,500. Doesn't cost that much. So they paid multiple times over the actual price of the LLC. So one of the things that I look for is the seal here. I look for that .gov ending. Like I said, some states do not have that .gov ending, so it isn't a total killer. But I start to look for that logo. It should be, some information about the governor, not the governor, the Secretary of State, who is Wes Allen right now, as I am filming this video. You should have some information about, stuff like voting and boards and commissions and business services. You should have some links to other online services and also a link to the main state's website. There should be some contact information, and these should all be clickable links, right? Usually the fraudulent websites will say somewhere, this is not the Secretary of State's website for this particular state. Sometimes it doesn't, because they want to get your money, right? So that's the first thing that we want to do, is make sure that we're in the right place. This is not a fraudulent website. It's actually the Secretary of State for your particular state. That's number one. Okay, number two, we're going to try to navigate to, the LLC services, the business services for your particular state. So the first thing we're going to look for is, we're going to go to services. We're going to go to business entities. And I'm going to go to LLCs. It talks a little bit about LLCs here. Let me just say that it's really interesting because, it looks like I froze here. It's really interesting because Alabama is one of, well, I don't even know of any other state. Maybe as I'm going through this process, I'll discover some other states that do not have an online process for completing an LLC or a business entity. You have to mail this sucker in. I have never heard of that. Like, that was just I'm like, in 2023, they're using snail mail, but that's the process, right? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at the price and some other things that goes into establishing an LLC in the state of Alabama. So for domestic, which means that you're in the state of Alabama and you're filing in Alabama for an Alabama-based business, it's $200. It says your entity name must contain well, this is the LLC procedures. Your entity name must contain the words limited liability company or the abbreviations L.L.C or LLC. What does this mean? This means that you have to, if your name is Sam, your business name is Sam, it has to be Sam LLC or L.L.C or Sam Limited Liability Company. It has to have that abbreviation at the end. Okay. You must obtain a certificate of name reservation, a 10A-14.02F, prior to filing your formation documents. So what does this mean? This means that you have to submit a name reservation form before you can even file for your LLC. It says file the original one and one copy of the certificate. File the original and one copy of the certificate of formation with your Secretary of State. So let's look at these name entities here. So it gives you this link. Let's see what it gives us. I was really shocked, guys, to see that Alabama did not have a process for online LLC. Okay, so the state of Alabama name reservation requests form for domestic entities. So this is the first step. You basically have to file for the name to ensure that the name is yours. You can either do this part online or you can mail it in. This is the form to mail it in. And this is a $25. So your LLC is actually $225. It says here that mail the completed form to this address, include a check money order or credit card payment, right? The request is only accepted via mail or courier, and you will be accepted via email. Oh, I thought it was also online. I guess it's not. You may reserve the name online in the time it takes to type this request. Oh, okay, so you can't do it online. Your filing will not be indexed if the card is not authorized, and you will be removed from the index if your check is dishonored. So basically, if you don't pay, if you have a bounce check, or if your card doesn't go through, then it's not going to work. It says this form must be typed. All right, Alabama. Alabama is back in 1993. Must be typed and will not be accepted via email. So you have to select here what it is that you're filing for. In this case, you'll probably put in LLC, and then you'll scroll down and you'll complete this additional information right here about your address and stuff like that. By the way, it is possible that your address will be public knowledge. So if you do not want your home to be on their website, it may be a good idea to get a virtual address or a PO box. I am all for virtual addresses because, it looks more professional. This is the credit card payment form. It must be typed and signed. Excuse me. It says that online service available. Name reservation requests may be fully processed in real time. So you can do this online. You click business services, scroll below. So this portion you can do online, but the actual LLC, you would have to do, you would have to mail it in, right? So it says online availability, so you can check online and not subscribers pay. Okay. Mailing of the certifications of the reservations, all documents not processed online or mailed standard USPS. So you can't do any type of, expedited or anything like that. It has to be regular, USPS. It says any overnight courier envelopes must be completed air bill showing no reference to the Office of Secretary of State with the billing information completed and clearly marked bill receipt. All right, so we're just gonna mail it regular USPS, US Postal Service. We're gonna also check the name availability first, and then we're going to go through the questions that it asks to actually file the LLC, right? So let's check the name first, name availability. Now it takes me back here. Okay. I gotta say, I am not impressed with this website at all. We're gonna go to online services, because that should have took me right to. It said it would take me to the name. It didn't. So I can see why people are really truly confused. And then we're going to go to, let's see if this says something about name. Okay, business entity and name search. Okay, so you can basically search the system here. So remember, the steps are, you have to file a certificate of, what did they call it? They called it the certificate of name reservation. So first you have to check the name to make sure the name is available. Some names are already taken. So you want to make sure that your name is available. After you've discovered your name is available, then you can submit the request for the certificate of name reservation online, which is $25. You receive that, print that out, print 2 copies of that out, and then you can start the application for your LLC. Yeah, which is $200. So it's a bit of some steps there. All right, so we're going to go to entity name. All right, and we're going to put in just a name. Say if you wanted to name your business Sam. I know this is taken, but I just want to Sam. Let's just see what it gives us, because I want to show you something. So here you'll have all of the entities that are Sam. Hang on, let me fix my view here. 1 second. Let me fix my view. Reset. Okay. So all of the entities that have the word Sam in it, you're going to see here. So you're going to see Sam and Casey Trucking, Sam and Greg's Inc., Sam and Kane, Sam Ray Groceries. You're going to see all this stuff with Sam, right? So we're going to look, it doesn't look like they have a sam.com. Excuse me, a Sam LLC. So if you wanted to have Sam LLC, then you know, it's available. If you, I want to show you something here. I'm going to copy and paste this name. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to put in that exact same name, because I want you to see what it looks like if it's taken. You see that? If it's taken, it says, once you put in a name, it says, hey, this exists already. Not only does it exist, but it exists as an LLC in this city, in this state. I'm going to click on the entity name so you can see all of the information that is public. Okay. A lot of people don't know that once you put your LLC together, that a lot of information is public. So for example, your entity ID number, public. The type of entity, public. The principal address right here just says the city and state. The principal mailing address is not provided, but I'm sure that a lot of them are public. The status, it exists. The place of formation, the formation date, the registered agent's name, and the registered agent's address. So this is public. So it's a place in the application where it asks for your registered agent. We now know that this will be public information, the address as well as the name. Let's also, what's public information is the nature of the business. Are you in real estate? Are you in a restaurant? Whatever you're in, it'll probably be public. The member's name, the street address. So if you put your street address, it will be public, right? And the documents here, it says that scanned documents. So they have scanned documents that you could look at to see their actual documents. That's the only thing that I don't like, is a lot of the information is public, but there are states that you can have anonymous LLCs. And when we get to those states, I'll let you guys know. So we're gonna go back. So Sam, it looks like Sam LLC is available. And I want to show you one more thing before we continue. I'm gonna put in that same, we're gonna use that same name, Sam. I just want to see if this Sam and Casey Trucking. 1 second. Okay. Registered agent. Okay. This is an example of someone who has their organizer's address here, but the organizer's name is LegalZoom. So LegalZoom had actually constructed this particular LLC for them. Now you can pay people to organize it for you and allow them to use their address, the same thing as a registered agent. This way, your personal information is not it's not on the web, right? So you can pay someone, usually registered agent fees, it's something like $125 every year. So you're basically paying them to utilize their address and to be the person to contact in the event that you get legal notices in the case of a lawsuit. Okay, I'm going to go back and we're going to continue our process. So we know that SAM LLC is available. We're going to use SAM LLC, right? And we know that that's available. So at this point, we're going to look for, we're going to go back and we're going to look for, go back to services. Was this the same? Yes, I'm going to close this one out. We're going to go to back to services and we're going to complete the name registration reservation online. Okay. We're going to go back and complete the name reservation online. So here's the name reservation. And it says right here, it's $25. And if you are a non-subscriber, it's $28. So if you haven't subscribed, then I guess if you haven't logged on or whatever subscription they have going on, I guess you'll have to log on here. Then it's $28. So it's $3 additional, right? And let's continue to the application. So they want us to create, you know what I'm going to do at this point? I'm going to just go to the PDF version because I don't want to get stopped up at, I don't want to get stopped up at if I don't have any particular information. Let's see here. Let me scroll up. I don't want to confuse you. So 1 second. I do not want to get stopped up. Let's go back to services. And I want to reserve a name entity. Let's see if it gives us the PDF version or if it gives us the online version. Let's see. Name reserve. This is the same thing. Let me go to business forms. Let me see if it gives us this here. You can do this online. I just wanted to see if I could, here it is. If I could look at the PDF only because I think it'll be easier. Yeah, see, it's easier than going through each prompt when you're doing it online, just for demonstration purposes. But in real life, it's easier to do it online, obviously. So, and this is what we were looking at before. So this is for the name reservation request form for domestic entities. And again, you're gonna include the online fee of $25 or $28 if you're doing it online. If you're doing it by paper, for example, if you printed this out, then you would mail this in with a check or a money order or the credit card payment. Okay. We're going to scroll down and complete this application here. So, and I think we had went over this earlier, but just to, you know, show you guys. So basically it's selected LLC for us, as you can see. It says must include entity ending in LLC and LL or LP. Okay, so basically, say we use the name Sam, right? It'll be Sam LLC. So we're gonna write that there, Sam LLC. Remember, this must be typed if you're gonna mail it in. Okay, question 2. The request for name reservation is submitted by and for the use of. This information will appear on the certificate. So it says request your name. Remember where I showed you online how it looks? So you can have your name here, or you can actually have your the person who's doing it for you. which could be like a legal Zoom or something like that. Okay. And it says here, and you can actually put the address. Again, this address will be public. This is the certificate. The certificate name of reservation is mailed to. So this is where you want to have it mailed to. It says here, if the certificate is to be picked up, hold for pickup must be typed at this time. So if you want to pick it up, you can write in hold for pickup right here in this line. That's what they're saying. Enter the date, the signature of your requester. If the requester is a service provider using a prepaid account, put the service provider account name and the account number. And if you're using a credit card, then you're going to put in the credit card information here. And that's pretty much it for the name reservation. Now, if you do this via mail, obviously it'll take longer, snail mail. If you do this online, it's supposed to give it to you by email, right? And it's supposed to give it to you by email. You can print that out and then complete your online form. Now we're going to go to the LLC application so that you guys can see what that looks like. So I'm just going to go back. And remember, the LLC application you cannot do online, which is that would drive me crazy. But it has to be typed. So I guess you would just download the PDF and you know, just complete it online that way and maybe print it out. I have these days, you know, that I can't. Also, just so you know, if you wanted to change like your registered agent or registered office entity, you would use one of these files here, uploaded and completed and printed out. Let me go to this LLC for domestic entities. This is name reservation. Let's see, let me just see. Entities download. Okay, we have the domestic LLC. Okay, this is the PDF, which was down there. That should have been first. I shouldn't have to have looked to look for it once I clicked the LLC, but you know, that's just me critiquing the website. Okay, so this is the State of Alabama Domestic LLC Certificate of Formation. So this is how you would actually form your LLC. Now, basically you would, let's see, read the instructions. So it says here to mail 2 copies of the completed form of this form with a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Secretary of State and at this address. So you basically have to mail 2 copies of this form once you complete it and a self-addressed stamped envelope. So you would have to have a blank envelope, address it to yourself with the stamps. They really back in 19 something or I don't know. Include a check money order or the credit card processing paperwork for a fee of $200. The Secretary of State shall pay the sum of $100 to the county treasurer for the county in which the office is initially registered, agent of the initial registered agent for the entity for that entity is located. Agent for that entity is located. Okay, Alabama. You may file the certificate of formation online in time as it takes type this request, as it takes the time online in time it takes to type this request. It's the way it's written, it's throwing me off. The certificate will not be registered if the credit debit card is not authorized and will be removed from the index if the check is dishonored. Again, if you don't pay, if your check is or your card is rejected, they're gonna take it out. Your LLC will be non-existent. This form must be typed and will not be accepted email. It says the name of the limited liability company must include LLC. We went over that. So the name will be SAM LLC. A copy of the name reservation certificate from the Office of the Secretary of State must be attached. So remember that name reservation certificate that we had went over just now, the one that you would have completed before we hit this step. That's what they want you to attach to this. Okay, when you mail in the application, they want you to also mail in the name reservation. It says the name of the registered agent, only one agent. No street, no PO boxes. Address of registered agent must be located in Alabama. So whoever you decide your registered agent will be, again, that's someone who will take your legal notices during business hours. Someone who will take your legal notices in the event that you are sued. So they're saying that it cannot be a PO box, and this person must be in the state of Alabama. So who is that person? Just remember that it will be online, the person's name as well as their address. Okay, so if you want to pay someone to be your registered agent, there are many services out there that do that sort of thing, and it's usually around $125 a year. County of the above address. So whatever county you are in, mailing address in Alabama of registered office. If it's different, you're going to enter it there. The undersigned certify that there is at least one member of the limited liability company. So you have to at least be a member. If you're a single member, then that's just you. But if it can't be like someone who is not in the company, is what they're saying. Okay, let's scroll down. Limited liability company certificate of formation. Check only one if the type applies to the limited liability company being formed. So this is just going to be a regular series LLC. The professional LLC is those people that have business licenses, such as, your doctor, right? Or you're an attorney. That's not you. If it is, then that's what you'll check. If it's a non-for-profit LLC, then you'll check that. You check whatever applies to you. Usually it's going to be the series, the first one. The filing of the limited liability company is effective immediately on the date received by the Office of the Secretary of State. Business Service Division or at the delayed filing date cannot be prior to the filing date specified in this filing, complying with Section 10A-14.12. So they're saying that the undersigned specify whatever date here as effective date must be on or after the date filed in the Office of the Secretary of State, but not later than the 90th day. So you have 90 days. So you can you have 90 days to put this date in. So basically they're saying that they want the date. You can't just put any date, right? You have to put in it has to be effective on or after the date filed with the Secretary of State. And at the time of filing, so you would put the AM, PM, cannot be noon or at midnight. Okay, Alabama. So it could be 12:01, 12:02, whatever the case is, but not 12 or 12 midnight or 12 noon. Attach or any matters the members determine to include herein. If items checked, there must be attachments with the filing. So if you have any attachments, you'll just check, right? Okay, you would add the date here, the signature as required. Additional organizers, attorneys, and facts may sign. County of registered agent is required in order to determine distribution of county fees. So they use the county of the registered agent to determine how much the county fee would be. Even though you're still paying the $225, they're just saying how much to give to whatever county it is, how much of that. They probably have some sort of chart or something like that. Okay, dear Alabama business owner, this is a checklist here. It says, please check the boxes that apply to your business. If you're a small business, minority-owned business, publicly owned business, woman-owned business. So they want to know that you'll check whatever is or whatever applies to you. And this is the credit card. I believe this is the page 4. Yeah, with the credit card information so that you can pay the $200 for your LLC. You could also, if it's a check or money order, you'll tick that. If it's some sort of prepaid account, you'll tick that. And if it's a credit card, you'll tick that, right? And that's basically, and you sign, of course, and that's basically your completing your LLC. Remember, you have to supply them with 2 copies of this form, as well as the processing fee of $200 and a copy of the name reservation certificate, right? And then you mail it to this address with a self-addressed stamped envelope, and that's how you get an LLC in the state of Alabama. That was kind of a lot, though. Yeah, that was kind of a lot. By the way, after you completed your filing your state LLC in the state of Alabama, you may want to also do an operating agreement. That's for you, not for the state, for you and your business partners or whatever, or what have you. You may want to get a business license. You may want to get a sales tax certificate. You may want to get an EIN number. I am coming out with a course about how to get all of these things. It's called the Business Startup Roadmap, and you can check out and fill out the notification form. So when I do have my courses come out, you'll be the first to get notified about those courses. Let me show my face again. About those courses, right? And I'm going to give you a link, and I'm going to also show you a quick QR code where you can access the notification form. I'm freezing again, so I'm gonna not show my face again. But you can access the notification form, and you'll be able to get notified when exactly it is we have our online courses and ebooks and all of that come out. So 1 second, I'm going to show you that right now. And you can scan this QR code if it ever comes up. And by the way, guys, I just want to point out that if you are new in business, it's really important that you guys give yourself some grace. I know that sometimes it's really hard for, a lot of us to start a business, and we're kind of hard on ourselves a lot of the time. So we want to give ourselves some grace and let us know that, hey, everything doesn't happen at once. All of the time we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and starting these businesses because we don't know. But look at you, you're out getting some resources, you're researching, and that's how you came upon me, where I am providing you with the resources, right? So basically, here's the QR code. You want to scan that. And once you scan that, it's going to take you to my link tree. My link tree is, and once you get to the link tree website, then you're going to go to join mailing list. And you can join the mailing list and discover when I put out any new videos or when I put out any e-guides or courses in order to help you in your business succeed. I am not a professional accountant or attorney, and this is not at all professional advice, but I'm here to help you guys in any way that I can. Again, I'm Z from Build the Business You Love, your business startup bestie, and I'm out. Love you. Bye.